There are four main types of reviews, starting with informal reviews, which are the least formal type, through to inspections, which are the most formal and detailed. Basically, with informal reviews, the author will request comment but may ignore it. A walkthrough is an educational activity. A technical review is trying to achieve a consensus of opinion, and an inspection is a verification of a work product. The different review types are not mutually exclusive. Also, the order of the types of review carried out may differ. For example, an informal review may be carried out before a technical review, and an inspection may be carried out on a requirement specification before a walkthrough. The informal review, as the name suggests, is the least formal of all reviews, and is also known as the buddy review. This review can occur at any time, and this type of activity is largely unplanned. For example, it can be one person saying to a colleague, "Can you have a look at this for me?" Or, "What do you think of this?" It normally occurs between colleagues on a one-to-one basis and could even be a conversation at a coffee machine. It could also be one person sending a document via email for a colleague's comments. The comments may be sent back via email and the review item updated accordingly. ISTQB defines informal review as a review not based on formal documented procedure. The main purpose is to provide an inexpensive way to achieve some limited benefit. There is no formal process and may take the form of pair programming or a technical lead reviewing designs and code. These types of reviews can help to build team spirit, everyone becoming responsible for the finished article and taking responsibility for it. They are a two-way communication process, interaction between the author and peers. A walkthrough is always led by the author of the review item. This may be a document or quite often can be program code. It is a presentation of the said review item to a group of peers. Normally, there is no management involvement. The author will effectively take you through a walkthrough, the review item, explaining everything as they go. It can be thought of as a guided tour of the document. ISTQB defines walkthrough as a step-by-step presentation by the author of a document in order to gather information and establish a common understanding of its content. The idea is to enable learning about the content of the document under review. It's an educational activity, helping members gaining an understanding of the content of the document. In a walkthrough, the author will effectively take you through the review item, explaining everything as he goes, typically explores scenarios, and provides open-ended sessions. In practice, it may vary from quite informal to very formal. Unlike the informal review, the technical review is both planned and documented and usually takes place in the form of a meeting. Preparation needs to be done in advance by sending out the document so that it can be read prior to the review meeting, organizing a date, time, and venue for the meeting, and most importantly, who is going to attend. It is very important to get the right people involved in the review. For instance, it should include those who have real input to the content of the document, such as subject specialists that can be taught whenever relevant. There are two schools of thought as to whether the author should be present or not. The main reason for including the author is that if there is anything that is not clear and there are some misunderstandings, they can explain them immediately. The reason for not including the author is that peers feel more able to criticize and point out possible issues if the author is not there. Ideally, this type of technical review should be led by a trained moderator, not the author. Management should not be involved, and this type of review is more suited to documents such as user requirements, functional specifications, and even technical specifications, rather than the code itself. It can also be useful, for instance, for test plans. This type of review concludes with the preparation of a review report, which includes a list of findings. Inspections are the most formal and most detailed of all reviews. The person leading the inspection is called the moderator, and it is essential that they have been trained and are fully aware of what to do. They can be thought of in the same way as a chairman. They are in charge. The moderator is never the author. All other participants have a specific role assigned. For example, one participant may be requested to inspect the document to ensure that all the requirements contained within it are testable. Another participant may be requested to ensure that the document follows the company standards in terms of presentation. You must have a written document to perform an inspection. The goal is to find defects and improve the process. It's formal, it's based on rules and checklists, and uses entry and exit criteria. It requires a pre-meeting preparation as well as an inspection report with a list of findings, and the idea is to have a formal follow-up process to ensure that corrective action is completed timely.